Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the Dammâseq Campaign. Last time, we continued to kind of develop our core infrastructure and address our nation. Things are looking pretty good across the board, with a big focus on assimilation, and then in some places now we've switched over to borderlands, now that these places have assimilated probably enough to not need the help of the policy much further. We do have a little bit of core assimilation sort of numbers even without the policy, so Borderlands will give us a lot of manpower, especially as time progresses and all those slaves promote into freemen and whatnot. So, pretty pleased about that. Our technology continues to advance along. We have a lot of research built up now. 65.61 research efficiency. Obviously, it's not at 125%, which is the cap we want to reach to, but it's definitely better than it was before. We haven't really ultra-focused on research quite yet, but we can get to that as time progresses here. Now, in this episode, we're going to just continue to take it easy. I do expect that Arishat will probably die in the next couple of episodes, with Daniel being a much more able-bodied, rising to the throne after her. Let me actually double-check. He's in perfect health, so that's a good sign. I was double-checking that I was not incorrect about that. So, his son mysteriously died in my prison, and I may or may not have been the reason he died in my prison, but his other son, Abdestart, with 5 martial, 12 finesse, is now running around. This guy, by the way, can easily replace Daniel as the governor of Kadesh. This is a phenomenal character for that exact purpose, so that's pretty lucky, with his daughter Bat Noam now 10 years old, so pretty good stuff. This guy should probably get married ASAP, probably to somebody with good zeal, although I guess our options are limited. We don't have a lot of female characters available for some reason, so we may have to just wait a bit longer. I think that's probably fine. Whatever the case, let's go ahead and resume on speed 4 here. Right. So, yeah, I think we're looking pretty good. Let me just check and see all my slave locations. Not base metals, give me precious metals. Hold on. 12. I need 2 more slaves over here. Let's just do that really quick. No? Oh wait, no, 20. I need 2 more slaves than that. I needed 4 more slaves, not 2 more slaves. There we go, perfect. That's fine. Okay, yeah, we're looking good on the slave front. Great, and we also now have enough PI built up to get that city going up here at Jayid, our northern stronghold up here, where we do have the colony already, so it's going to be good to get that going. And with that done, I can now enact a little plan that I thought of, which is Operation Colonize All of the Desert. We can go into negative PI. I wanted to wait till I could get the city going. I don't think I need to use PI for any more things at the minute, policy-wise. Everything is where I think it needs to stay for the minute. Both Catan and Galad aren't loyal enough to switch over to assimilation. Neither is Yabrudu, although it is getting under control. Yabrudu does have some food problems, which I don't know exactly where this is coming from, but at the minute, I can't do too much to address that. It can't be because the slaves have moved here, because this problem started after the slaves were moved, so I sort of don't know what's causing this. And we do have livestock here, which I guess isn't even enough. Let's see, Karasidi. Alright, Karasidi is providing its livestock food, so that's a good start. But, where's the food going? I mean, sure, of course, Kutaifa is consuming a lot of food because of all the slaves here, but shouldn't necessarily, What can I build? I could build desert wells. There were some desert wells here before. I think I might need to start building desert wells wherever I can to get more food bonuses from this stuff. I don't know. I'll worry about those later. Yeah, I should. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I think this is under control for now. Although I guess, so let's see, 4.5 per month. That's going to be 30-ish months before it runs out of food, which isn't ideal. And then the happiness takes a giant hit. I guess technically, until this place rebels completely, it is okay to be in disloyalty because I have all the buildings going that I need. Maybe I should wait and get the import route first to get more food here. No, I don't want to wait. I want to start colonizing. Because I want to get Gilad fully set up here. So let's go ahead and go into negative PI just temporarily and use our manpower for this. So we're going to do it in Mafraq. And then also in Edrei. And we have to wait to do it in Yenoam for a year because of colonization progress in the bordering locations. That's fine. We also can't do it in Jaber. Jaber borders all these places, so we have to wait anyways. But also in Taraba. We'll get this over here. We now have more desert under our control. That's handy. Alright, and then I think that's everything we need to do colonization-wise at the minute. Yeah, we just have to wait a bit longer. We could colonize Halabat and get a presence in Rabat Aman, which would be interesting. This is a location that we want to control, so I suppose we could do this. Actually, no, we can't, because these guys are not Dammâseq, so never mind. We have to wait. That's fine. A proposal. Alright, so we're not going to get married to this guy. No, I'm not doing that. Workshop is done. That's another copy of gold. I'm not going to trade with the revolt. I'll trade my resources to somebody that's not in an active revolt. Seems like probably a good idea. Trade to those guys. Good. Trade to Ugarit as well. Limestone. Arante Source has raided granaries. Arante Source is pretty loyal. Yeah. I don't need to worry too much about loyalty down here. Let's see. Dano losing loyalty would probably be fine, honestly. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I could maybe get away with disloyalty here, but I think I'll just make Daniel pay for it. That's fine. Sounds good. I think as well, let's see. Trade proposal. I could click accept all trades to just automate the trading, but I think it's not too big of a deal to just click it myself. And sometimes there are reasons why I might not want to trade with somebody specific, so I'll just keep it non-automated just for now. Liberation. The Council of Harbesia has taken it upon themselves to free a sizable quantity of privately owned slaves. We could intervene if we think it best. Letting slaves get too comfortable could have repercussions. I do want these guys to become freemen, so that's actually perfectly fine in my opinion. Less slaves is better. Or I could get 112 gold. Daniel gets corruption though, which I don't want at all. So let's go ahead and do this. Even reduce loyalty for Daniel. He's more upset about this than when we killed his son in prison. I mean, when his son mysteriously died in prison for reasons unrelated to our succession anxieties. So, yeah, whatever the case. Alright, this should be now more under control, but we're not gonna adjust it. Not that we can't adjust it anyways, for now. So we just keep waiting. Fort coverage-wise, I think we're looking pretty good. There's a hole here, but that's not that big of a deal. This mountain area is so hard to traverse around that there being a hole in the fort coverage is really kind of unavoidable. And then down here in our core, the fort coverage is almost complete. Husun will help out a fair bit. There is a passageway through here, which is irritating. But the fort in Jaber that I plan to build later on will address that. Yeah, so this won't be too bad. So I think we're fine. Also, we're back down to no AE and no war exhaustion. Tyranny is diminishing as well at a brisk pace. Good stuff. Very poor health for Arishat. That's fine. Jaffa is losing to Rabat Aman because they can't reach them, which is funny. I guess that's how it goes. A minor addendum. Yep, let's go for that. We're already in negative PI, so may as well just go further to negative PI. Why not? Foundry is done over here. Good. Alright, so now this city should be producing a fair bit of value. Yeah, 0.50. That's actually better than Dammâseq itself, so this is a very valuable city because of all the output bonuses for these slaves. Yes, this is going to by itself contribute an enormous amount to our economy. Good stuff. Let's go down to speed 3. We are also now the #1 ranked nation in the game. We just probably recently passed over Minoa. Alright, that is quite the accomplishment. We are the most powerful nation in the campaign at this point. Despite not seeming to be, you know, an overwhelming force on the map, we definitely are quite powerful now, so that is amazing. I don't even know who Magan is, but down here? Really? Rank 4? What? I don't know what these guys are doing. Jaffa is rank 5, which I think is hilarious. Yeah, there's a giant gulf between the top 3. It's us, Minoa, and the Egyptian Tash Shema. Interesting. Yeah, Kypros is number 7. Dilmun is the other guy way over here. I know who Troas is. That's Troy. Tatoas is doing pretty well, and then Lagash is... Yeah, Uruk has a giant revolt. This is just so messy over here. Maybe I shouldn't be so scared of Mari. I don't know why Mari isn't doing better, because they are, they've got 567 Yaminas, that's their native culture. So, I don't know exactly how this is, like, calculated. I guess it includes pop happiness, and the starting situation probably is a big effect, because I think the Mari starter... I don't remember if this was Mari originally, or if this was a nation that formed Mari, but I think they had a better start. Because we had a pretty... We didn't have a terrible start, but our start definitely wasn't, like, you know... a very blessed type start. Like, we didn't have Ebla's start, for example, so that starting modifier is doing a lot for us. And actually, that probably explains why Minoa has such a high score, despite not actually being, in reality, so very powerful, is because all the Minoan, like, nations start off with only one city, and they're just a really low start, so their, let's see here. Yeah, their starting situation divider is 60. Let's see here. Yeah, so the lower the divider, the weaker the start, I think is what that means. Because the Minoa, whoever formed Minoa, I don't remember, actually I can find this out, the Nosans, so the Knossos nation that formed Minoa, their starting situation was a little harder than mine, that's what that means. Because the larger the divider, the more division is happening, so the more the score is reduced to reflect the situation being easier, if that math makes sense to you. So, for example, Ta Shema has a higher divider because they had an easier start as Waset, because Waset's one of the powers at the start of the game. So Dilmun has a really... actually, who is the lowest divider? Jaffa has a slightly lower divider than we do, so Jaffa had a harder start than we did, very slightly. Some of these guys, yeah, Troas as well. Interesting. Whatever the case, let's continue. Yeah, January 1st, 8:55. Almost wasn't ready to pause, but the game slowed down for a second. Okay, so any reason to do anything complicated here? We could switch to Bowl for commerce income, something that I've been thinking about for a bit here. This would help with our economy, but we have plenty of money at the minute. I don't really need more money, but I do want more manpower, which I get from assimilation. And I just want more Dammâseq in general. Yeah, the Dammâseq are now... by and away the main culture group of the area. But we do still have a lot of assimilation going on, so Ashar it is. I guess the question is, I need to start making some sort of more permanent decisions. I think the 10% monthly PI from Bowl is just too hard to argue against. You know, no matter how you slice it, in all my campaigns, and in this campaign, PI is repeatedly, like, the roadblock resource that I always have the least amount of when I need it. PI is just really hard to get bursa. If you can find ways to get money quickly, sometimes even to get manpower. PI is just really hard to get, so I think Bull is going to be our permanent god in the slot. Yeah, Eshmun at this point isn't as strong. God is okay. Melkart is okay. This is okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think we do plan to keep Bull permanently, and so we should build a temple to Bull somewhere, possibly in Salkad. Salkad, let me think about this actually. Well, we can't do it now because we don't have any PI, ironically. Yeah, the temple requires 50 PI, so we have to wait. But what city would be the best location for us? Do I have a ledger I can look at? Yeah. Let's see. Can I look at individual settlements, perhaps? No, not really. I have to look at it directly. 23 population versus, let's see, 23 up here. Yeah, it's the same size as Rauda. Yeah, Salkad's definitely become probably our third most important city at this point. Almost for sure, yeah. Yeah, I think I'll make... Yeah, because also Kanatha is now doing Borderlands. So I think Salkad will be the temple destination for the Bull Temple, so we'll get to that when we get to that. Obviously, Rauda is where the Temple of Reshep is located, so we'll do that. But also, because it's January 1st, let's go ahead and do our standard January 1st stuff. We can summon the War Council now. Probably not going to act on this at the minute. Very poor health for Arishat, so I don't really want to go to war right now. But we'll summon the War Council just to get a claim going. Alright. All Dammâseq sleeps as the War Council drags well on into the night. Assembled are 3 brilliant Aramean minds, summoned to provide insight, each determined to convince us of the validity of their argument. Himilco, a well-loved and competent leader, Abarami, a down-to-earth and well-respected advisor, and Baal, a philosopher and poet of much repute. As promising and flawed arguments are proffered on all sides, the status quo eventually descends eventually. Abarami and Baal agree on the necessity of curbing the Samarian threat, whereas Himilco opines on his preference lies in the lands of Irkata, who I do think will be my target, all things considered. So I think we go for this. This will be fine, loyalty-wise. Yep, Himilco is the truth of it. We must prepare for war with Irkata. I do want to get Irkata defeated, and probably give this land to Ugarit. They will control the whole Ugarit region, which maybe isn't great, but I think it's probably okay. They're pretty loyal at this point, although they are powerful. I am much more powerful than they are. And having Ugarit control the whole coastline does have its advantages. Because when I integrate them later, we also need them to have even more opinion at the minute. So, yeah, at the minute, let's see. We'd have to change our policy to be able to even integrate them. Our tribute policy, I mean. Let's see here. I think we can probably get away with this now. Yeah, this is not that big of a difference, but it will have a huge effect on their opinion. We could start the integration of Ugarit now, but I think what I want to do is, before I integrate Ugarit, because integrating Ugarit means taking over the Ugarit region, and also entering into the Mukus region. Am I allowed to release nations? I think I remember reading somewhere that this mod disables releasing nations from lanes that you currently own. I don't think you're allowed to do that. Yeah, you can't do it. I don't see it. Alright, so I remember reading on the Discord about that was something turned off in this mod. So, okay, so if we did take over Ugarit like this, we would also get this stuff up here, mouth of the Orontes. The same Orontes River, actually, that Orontes source is located in, so we'd control the source of the Orontes and the other end, the mouth of the Orontes. That's kind of interesting. But this is in the Mukus region, so we'd have to worry about that. This would put us right up next to Alalak, who is, let's see, the client state of the Ursuan Revolts? What, the Revolt took over? Not Ursu? Okay, I don't know what's going on with that, but... So for some reason, the Ursuan Revolts got to keep their client state, not the actual nation. I don't know what happened up there, but... Yeah. This would be a pretty big commitment, not to mention we'd also enter into Phoenicia down here. And I would want to continue to take over Phoenicia. So this is a pretty aggressive integration, but one that would take a long time to actually happen. So I think the order of events is we wait for the succession, and then we go to war with Irkata, give all this land to Ugarit, and then, but not before then, because you never know with the timing, and then start integrating Ugarit, and then also turn our attention to the south of Phoenicia, because taking over Ugarit gives us the north of Phoenicia as well as other stuff too. This is a pretty big expansion, but one that I think at that point we'll have the resources to maintain, so sounds good to me. Then aside from that, let me look at my progression here. Alright, anyone under 80%. So Sa'aru, I think at this point, yeah, I'm just going to let it happen on its own. I'm not going to micromanage the slave stuff at this point. They're going to migrate around on their own accord, so I think it's fine. Also, don't have enough PI to really switch the stuff around anyways, so we'll leave it as it is. And so in terms of loyalty, everything's looking fine, almost. Amatu is not pleased, but I think it's okay. What's the issue? We have a lot of stability right now. I do not know what the issue is. 0.3, 0, 0.11. You're Brutu. Let's address this. Yeah, I think I need to get enough PI to get a investment going. Or, alternatively, here's a better way we can do this. Let's see. 56, so late next year, we get a advancement, which we could spend on martial military artisans to get the free investment. So let's do it like that. So we can keep running low or negative PI for now, so that all looks fine. I think we resume at this point. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. I need to get an investment going up here. Your Brutu's never going to have the infrastructure to feed itself, especially with all the slaves here. So, incidentally, just for research purposes, let me check and see. Let me cancel Earth Repair for one quick second. Grain would be 5 local monthly food, which would be enough to fix your Brutu's current starvation problems. Because they're at minus 4.56. Unless that math works in a different way than I expect, which could be the case. That's happened before. We shall see. Oh, we lost our olive trade. Let's get that again. Oh, we can't get that again. Oh, that's actually not good at all. That's a lot of slave happiness we just lost out on. Shoot. Alright, well, let's cancel the other olive trade. Or actually, hold on, wait, no. Yeah, let's cancel the other olive trade and change it over to a different pair of resources. Let's see. And actually, anything that gives me, like, national food bonuses? I don't think so. Actually, grain does. We already have a surplus of grain, though, so that's not going to help any further. Anything else? Wood would actually help out a lot in our core. That's 4% manpower from wood, if we had 2 sets of wood. Plus, accessing the ship bonuses in the next couple decades, we're going to start to have a naval presence. So, worth considering. We could get another 2 precious metals, both for value and for the bonuses. That's a lot of citizen happiness, so we shouldn't overlook that either. Limestone could be quite good, actually. 10% local tax in Damascus Oasis is really strong. And reducing build time could be handy, but not necessarily a priority. Actually, let's get another copy of dates for the commerce income. I think I forgot to get more dates previously. Alright, the commerce income should be worth actually quite a lot of value. And then, other than that, I'll trade for gold for the bonus and for the money. Alright, there we go. That's been addressed. My economy should skyrocket up with those trades. Or at least it should improve a little bit with those trades. Let's not be too overstating. Alright, so I think at this point we're just waiting, really, for October 856 to get the innovation to address your Brutu's food problems. It's probably our best bet. And once we hit that time, we'll be able to get the road network started, because we'll be able to get to work on that. I think it's 50 gold per road unit, or road, like, laydown. What do you call it? Like, road construction? And I assume you need your levy to do it. That's how it worked before. I guess we could get one of the levies. We don't need to do it with Arishat's levy. We could save a lot of resources by having a less important levy raised for this. Probably the Jordan Rift Valley levy, although we don't need to do this right this second, so we can wait for a few months still to raise them and get that going. I think what we want to do is start at Dammâseq and then road out to our core cities first, and then we'll kind of plan it all out. Oh man, I'm so excited about this. But we have a bit further to go before we get to that. I'm assuming roads work the same way in this mod. I actually don't know for sure. I haven't gotten far enough in the mod off camera to even build roads, so we shall see. Jaffa is still fighting Rabat Aman and losing. Neither side can really reach the other except for Jaffa's exclave out here, so that's not going to go very far. Great Gulf? Who are these guys? They're fighting all of the Egyptians, so they're dead is what they are. Yeah, Egypt is entering Sinai, which is alarming, but yeah, this is going to decline quick, but we should be able to outpace this loyalty decline with my plan. Also, I forgot to do this earlier, but we can now grab this, so we should do that. This gives us Control Gilad, which gives us 15 assimilations in Gilad. That's actually quite handy, and more population Salkad. This makes us lose 8. We'll save this for now. This doesn't lead to anything, so we'll wait on that. And then Jaber, we have to wait for a year to do that, so that's fine. This should help out with the loyalty in Gilad now that people have assimilated over. Alright. What am I looking at? I got a notification for something, but I don't know what. Pretender support isn't a problem at the minute. I think we're fine. Alright. So speaking of which, near death for Arishat. So yeah, I think the end is near for her as well. Well, seemingly not a very active reign, but actually under her watchful gaze, we have we've turned Iptridagon's large but kind of tumultuous empire of tyranny and death into a prosperous, self-sufficient kingdom, aside from a little bit of famine here and there. So she definitely ended up being the more peacetime leader that I sort of planned her to be, and we fully secured Kadesh, which Iptridagon wasn't able to get to in his lifetime. So I think Iptridagon may get more prominence in the histories, but Arishat should not be overlooked. A very important follow-up character to Iptridagon, and one who I will appreciate for the rest of the campaign for sure. City in Jayad, that's perfect. Up here, I should invest some more money up here as well, so let's see here. No result from manpower. I'm going to build a peacekeeper here, and then I'll maybe be able to switch it off of harsh treatment later, but we'll see what ends up happening there. May have to wait. Getting Jaber will give us a lot of control of the desert also, which is quite cool. I think controlling the desert gives us a line of sight, which is actually pretty important, so we shouldn't overlook that. Either way. 7.8 manpower, pretty good. Hitting 10k manpower will be a pretty important moment in the campaign. Not that I think we need that right this second, but it will be quite good. I'm concerned about Shema's continued growth here. There were more Wasetans in their nation than they had initially. I think they have been assimilating somewhere. I don't know where, but... Or maybe not, actually. I guess there is a base amount of assimilation in most locations, at least to some extent. I don't honestly have a great idea of how that works, but yeah. Alright, colonization progress is until 8th of July, so we can colonize Jaber on the 8th of July. Also, we should build a fort in Husun. I forgot to do that earlier. Whoops. We'll get that now. Yeah. Having, actually, yeah, no, never mind. I just realized why I didn't build a city at Kitim. It's too close to Sama. Alright, we're fine. But yeah, ultimately, whatever people think about Arishat in relation to her father, she ruled over, or if Iptridagon ruled over Aram's kind of bloody creation, she ruled over Aram's graceful maturation from a tumultuous, conquered land to a unified-ish nation of happy-ish, clients and subjects. And, yeah, we definitely are firmly in the mid-game at this point, all things considered. This revolt is kind of crazy, though, by the way. I don't know exactly what's going on down there, but it is happening. Speed this up. Oh! Never mind, we're not speeding this up. Daniel has risen to the throne because we have a succession. Daniel rose to the throne and will now rule our glorious nation. 3847. The gods are weeping over the passing of Arishat the First Abirid, dead April 13th, 856. Okay, well, first things first, the governor in Kadesh, we know where this is going to his son, Abdestart Abirid with the 12 finesse. Absolutely perfect, despite being deceitful now. That is a no-brainer. He has changed all of our policies around, which is irritating. We're going to have to wait for some PI to fix that, but not the end of the universe. But before we take a look at our new ruler, let's take a look at the previous ruler, Arishat. So, of course, her father died February 25th, 840, and then she died 16 years later, so she ruled for 16 years. Dagon incidentally ruled for, let's see here, for 55 years, so 15 years versus 16 years, so definitely a bit of a difference there. But yeah, definitely quite a great follow-up character, and now her son Daniel is the king. Good stuff. On to scheme influence you go, no need to play around here. Trait-wise, he's kindly, so that's extra freeman output as the ruler, that's pretty good. Harsh for extra slave output, both in Herman and also nationally, also a good modifier, more likely to murder as well. Good-natured for more friends, and subject opinion of us is actually quite nice as well. And Shrewd for reduced mercenary army maintenance, quite good. Alright, good character all things considered. Government-wise, he's borrowing his wife's 8 marshal for those bonuses, although his 3 marshal will follow him into the governorship. So we need to, or into the generalship, I should say. So we should keep that in mind. Obviously, his oldest living son, Abdestart, is the planned successor, so that's quite fine. His siblings do have some succession support, but not very much compared to his children, so that's good to see. No need for shenanigans there. Yeah, things are looking pretty good here. 45 years old, he should have a couple of decades ahead of him, and I think we're going to be in good hands with him on the throne. So, good stuff. Right. So, all that being noted, let's see here. Yeah, October 856. We're almost there. We're about to get Yabrudu under control. It seems like Yabrudu famines are weirdly linked to successions. I don't know if this is a weird coincidence, but Yabrudu always has a famine right before the succession happens. So, interesting stuff. Yeah, so Kadesh has been kind of screwed up because of this ascension. Yabrudu itself is still fortunately on harsh treatment, but these other places need to get switched back over to assimilation or to harsh treatment in the case of Catan. Probably, yeah, definitely, for sure. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Right, anything else we need to do before we unpause? I don't really think so. No, I think we're fine. Can my son marry anyone a bit better? Now there's some new youngsters, well, not quite youngsters, but there's some new characters to potentially marry him to. Let's see. I really want a spouse with high zeal. That's quite important, or high charisma. Actually, let me remind myself what I want here. Yeah, zeal and charisma matter a lot for the spouse, because this guy has more than enough finesse, and his marshal's probably fine. So, yeah, nothing really to work with here. These two are both also probably a little too old for him, so I think we'll just keep waiting. Someone will appear eventually. That's how that works. Someone being perhaps his sister. She does have good zeal, but not great, what's the stat called? Charisma. She's also ailing, so that's not great. She has dysentery. Yeah, that's too bad. Let's maybe not do that. We'll see what ends up happening. Alright. The reign of Daniel has begun. Arishat has done a good job at setting things up for him to get going here. I will wait until after the road stuff is done before we deal with the Irkota claim. No need to rush that. We'll just keep waiting. I believe this was... when was this? 8th of July. Okay. We've seen this event before. I'm happy to gain 5 stability right now. That sounds great. Yeah, let's not play around. Not playing around is why Aram is the #1 ranked nation in the world at the minute. Yeah, this is quite an achievement. Pretty happy with that. And then, yeah, I think we're looking good. Almost 30 gold for a month. Alright, 8th of July. Oh yeah, this is a bit weird. We have to wait longer than it says. Let me wait for the end of July, then we'll colonize Jaber. Still have negative PI from that, but that's fine. Ooh, another military... we got a military tradition. We could actually now get the innovation from this, so this is actually kind of good timing. Alright, yeah, dyes commerce. This is definitely the best one available to us right now. The Phoenician dyes are renowned the world over, especially the purple, garnering envious looks everywhere. Okay. Now, first things first. Oh, we also got... oh, wait, hold on. That's in innovations, not investments. Okay, my mistake. Either way, we can now get an investment from this without needing to wait a few more months. So, military artisans it is. Let's grab that. And then let me wait to do the others for just a second. And let me get this going first. This is a priority. Business investments in Yabrudu. I swear, guys, there's reasons to invest over here. Just don't look at it very closely, but there is some reason to. So we'll trade some grain to Yabrudu. That should get things under control. Meanwhile, we should now be able to reach some more stuff here. What do we want to do here? We could get to mercenary benefits. 10% manpower recovery speed and reducing mercenary recruit cost is pretty big. Also, mercenaries cannot be bribed or bought off. I don't know when it says other players if it means the AI. I assume it does. I can't imagine this mechanic only literally means other human players. I don't see mercenaries that I control bribed off super often, but it does happen occasionally. Also, we get national manpower and freeman output, and then more freeman output along the way. So this is a really strong option. Or servile bondage. Let's not forget that we want to get this as well. I think I should grab this because the PI is just so important to get. And at this point, I think this is the last political influence thing in the tree. I believe so. I guess there's one way the hell down here, but we're not going to get there for a long time. Yeah. So, we should get PI bonuses whenever we can. Also, citizen output's really good. The old rights of free men to enter into a contract of servitude with the noble class is controversial, but will surely improve the lot of the elite. Is it really slavery if you decide to do it voluntarily? I guess that's the question for the philosophers. Okay, so I think we finally are going to back away from civic advances temporarily, although I do want to get to mercenary benefits eventually. That being said, getting down here at least would probably be worth sticking around for that. But there's so many things I've been neglecting while I've just focused really hard on this area. Also getting public slavery has a lot of advantages too, because the ability to imprison those people when I need to is really strong. Alternatively, I could go for other things too. Let's see here, let me think about this. I will be able to reach this in a few months, but I can get almost there with the 2 that I have left, so I should actually go for mercenary benefits now. I want to get this before my war with Irkota, just so I have cheaper mercenaries if that ends up becoming necessary. I don't think it will, but in case I do need that. So State Fire Brigade. The first recorded official fire brigade was instigated by Marcus Licinius Crassus in the 1st century BC. Whilst Crassus's fire brigade acted more as extortionists than genuine firefighters, the existence of a brigade will greatly enhance the security of the masses. If you don't know what this is talking about, look up what it's describing. It's really funny what that guy did with his firefighters. Anyways, Trium Viri Capitales. In Rome, the Capitales were responsible for prisons, punishment, and peace. Instituting this office will greatly increase the level of order in our nation, which is bound to increase productivity. Alright, 5% national manpower is huge. And then, once we have the innovation from this, we can go ahead and grab mercenary benefits as well. So, good stuff. If we can just resume now. Perfect. That was really, really good timing, actually. I forgot that the tech would give me that. Would give me the 4 inventions, not 4 investments. So either way, it worked out. The ship of state. The renowned philosopher Dammâseq Campaign believes that the world will never be free of its evils until the kings and princes of this world have the spirit and power of philosophy. The ship of state must be captained only by men of wisdom, benevolence, and authority. Dammâseq Campaign has identified Daniel as one with the potential to learn the true virtues of a ruler under his diligent tutelage. Send this raving lunatic on his way. I don't want to replace my current court philosopher with this guy. He's a Dammâseq, so that's good, but get out of here. Go spread your teachings to the Thebians. Sounds fine to me. Okay. Tashima is now the 2nd ranked, but we are still number 1, baby. Also, I think we should get our levy going. I forgot about that. I think we can build roads with just any number of levy units, so we should raise the least important levy, which is currently our Jordan Rift Valley levy, and send them up to do that work. Where's the region split? Here it is. Alright. These guys, let's see here. Yeah, each road costs 50, so in a few months we should reach civic advances 4, I believe, right? Yes. Or in 2 months now, so it's not going to be 1 month. It's fine. Also, let's there we go. Wanted to fix that. Alright, so I don't need to pay these guys. I guess I'm already paying them, so whatever. I'll have them be paid. That's fine. I'm not going to lower it just for this. Okay, so each road costs 50 gold. It is expensive to set up road networks, but it is really worth it. It takes a long time too. So let's start the roads in Dammâseq and go from there. So we'll just have them walk over. They're going to take a long time to get to Dammâseq, but if I raise the levy from Herman, it's going to affect my entire economy much, much more than raising just the levy from Jordan Rift Valley. So I should have raised these guys a little earlier, but it's totally fine. Going to get a little bit of war exhaustion from raising them, but that's going to go away on its own. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. But, yeah. And our PI can also slowly recover as time goes on here. Civic advances, there we go. Yes, okay, so it did happen a little early. It was miscalculating. We can now grab mercenary benefits. Perfect. Rewarding mercenaries for their service, as if they were our own veterans, will attract greater numbers of foreign volunteers willing to accept less pay. Awesome. Alright, and with this, I think we probably will take a break from the civic advances area and switch gears and go elsewhere. I haven't looked at the other trees super closely. Probably I want to start working on the siege stuff a little bit. I have a suspicion that my siege luck will improve when I get these siege abilities and whatnot improve. And getting siege engineers unlocked would be really big as well, so worth considering that, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. We need 10 subunits to build roads, it looks like. Let me actually stop here and investigate what that says a bit more thoroughly. Alright, so actually I need 10 cohorts to build the roads, which means I will have to use my main cohort, which is painful. I guess I could combine the 2 groups. Kadesh and Jordan Rift Valley together is 10. I think I will do that. So we're going to build our roads with a weird sort of like combination team of my 2 non-core regions. So very weird, but it should work okay if we do it like this. I guess we'll find out once these guys arrive. So the roads will be built by the levies from, not from Herman, but from all the other regions put together. Very, very interesting. Alright, peacekeepers up here are done. Good stuff. This should help a little bit. Then how's this progressing? We're getting there. Okay, we're 30 gold per month now. That's pretty good. That's almost a road tile per month, which is a good place to be at. Alright, the uncle and the son together will get the road network going. Alright. Or it's not possible because they're not in the same army together. No, we actually need 10 subunits in one army. That's okay, that's too bad. We're gonna have to raise our actual levy. That's a shame, but I guess it's fine. We'll raise our actual levy in Dammâseq. Right, these guys absolutely can build roads. This is gonna affect our economy a fair bit to have these guys raised. But Daniel himself will oversee the road building. No need for the use of his relatives. Okay, so how do we do this? I think step one is let me think about this. So going to Rauda goes through the northern route. I think that's fine. Yeah, I think what we're going to do, let's see, Oasis, 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 so these are all fine. I'll probably have 2 sets of roads on either side eventually, but for now the north is fine. I think I want to first connect Dammâseq and Rauda, because these are my 2 most important cities, so build the road to Rauda. And I'll just, like I did back in the only other campaign I've done that's gotten far enough to have roads was the Kenya campaign. And like I did in that campaign, I'm just going to let the AI movement path be whatever is the fastest, because it does properly pick the fastest route. Because roads improve speed, they don't replace the local movement penalties. So if this is the fastest route to Rauda, I'm going to trust it and let it build the road in that orientation. And yeah, there they go. The road to Rauda will begin. Very exciting. With a team of 7,000 builders, including 500 donkeys. Very impressive stuff. And then, after Rauda, I think I'll actually build a road to Kutaifa, oddly enough. Not because this is an important place to reach, but because it's on the edge of this giant desert, so I want a road connection to Dammâseq in place. Right, well, what popped up here? Oh yeah, I'm still waiting for this. Also, the roads may help a little bit with, I won't be able to see it until the road's done. So I'll have to wait for a few more days before, wait for 1 day before, here we go. Can I see the road effect? Can I see the effect of the road? Am I allowed to see that? Does it say that somewhere? No, I don't think so. Whatever. We know that roads have... I remember from the wiki, roads do have a small economic effect. They're mostly, though, for movement, in all honesty, so I'll just let it happen. Alright, and then once the first levy of Hermin is done with road building, also commercial ventures is done, finally, get me grain ASAP. Alright, we're going to trade with Ugarit for grain. Sounds fine. Alright. And this should help out with the food situation here. Actually, it doesn't? Really? Seriously? Actually, wait, no, that's loyalty. I don't think this has been adjusted yet, so let's give it a monthly tick. I was looking at the wrong thing there. Got a bridge right here, very nice. Yeah, I can't tell what the effect of the road is exactly, but I know that it has a very, very minor effect. It's just hard to tell what it is. Let's see. Whatever, who knows. 18th of March to get to Rauda. We're making enough money to offset the cost of these roads, definitely. So that's pretty good. Only 2. Really? Even with the grain? Okay, that's interesting. Well, that's a problem. Another copy of grain should be enough to fix this, but I don't really have another copy of grain ready to send to these guys. What do I do about that? No, I already got that, actually. Hold on. Can I see? No. Hey, I can't see it. I have to find it manually. Movement of water gives me 1. Anything else that's high up? Not really that I can find. I think I just need to spend the PI to adjust it manually. Speaking of adjusting things, let me spend my PI down here to fix this. Alright, Catan, you're gonna go to, where is it? Harsh treatment. And then Amatu is gonna have to go to harsh treatment as well when the time comes. Alright, the road to Rauda has been constructed. Very good. Alright. Stop road building. Alright, and now this will be much faster. Yeah, it's only a couple days now to cross over into Hama. So now the road to Rauda is done, and we'll eventually obviously build roads up here as well, but I think next is going to be building a road to Kutaifa, because this is also a pretty quick project from Dammâseq to do here, so let's continue along. Yeah, 7th of April now. War refugees. Refugees fleeing the war between Alalak and Ursu have crossed over into lands we consider our own. Whilst letting them settle here would be the humanitarian thing to do. Alright, these guys won't be very happy. Where's Nia? I'm assuming it's up here, right? Okay, Nia's like right up here. These guys aren't assimilating, so I'm gonna not do that. Alright, now you guys are going to build a road to Kutaifa. This is the way that they go. That's fine. Yeah, this is good. Because Duma will eventually be a city as well. Alright, perfect. Let them go for it. Then our next administration change we want to do is we want to make, let's see, Amatu needs to get switched over. So next month we can do that. Yeah, let's do that now. Amatu. There we go. That's going to fix it up. And then other than that, this can be assimilation. This can probably be assimilation. This can definitely be assimilation. Assimilation. Yeah, okay, that's perfect. Good. Daniel, the first aberrant for reasons known only to himself, has begun to view the family head, Sikarbal Milkramid, with jealousy and distrust. Like grandfather, like son, like mother, like son, with these family head rivalries. Cut it out, my dude. Haven't you learned by now that this only causes trouble? Ooh. 3 stability, though? That's pretty good. I'll take that. Better than the 200-something gold. Like 10 months of income. Versus 3 stability? Absolutely. Super, super good. 41 research now. That's quite good. Alright, the road network continues. The slave city will be reached imminently. 6th of September. We'll let them get that done with. This will never be a fast place to reach because of the desert hills, but it will be faster, so that'll be good. And then once we finish the road network plans, which will take several years to be sure, we'll then worry about Irkata. Don't need to rush anything. Alright, over here, population-wise, shot you're at first, I think. Cultural assimilation. Alright. Good work. Get back over here. Only, like, 20 days or something, or 16 days to pass out of the Desert Hills. That's great, because Desert Hills has a huge movement penalty. Yep, plus 40%. Oh yeah, so let's head back down here. And then from Dammâseq, I think we'll then path our way down through our core through Darik, and then from Darik, possibly a route that splits down to Ain Thakar and to Nijran, or we'll maybe do like a loop. I'll figure out the exact way that makes sense movement-wise. Never hurts to have more roads, but you want to try to have an aesthetically pleasing but also sensible road network, all things considered. The way that it looks matters a lot to me, because you can't like get rid of roads once you build them. Hence why I have that mod that removes all the roads that are on the map initially. Alright, so to Darik goes through here. I guess that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do it like that. If this is the fastest route, it's the fastest route. The last thing I want to do is build a road in a weird sort of orientation that the AI doesn't use because it's not the fastest route, so it is what it is. Alright, all those guys are working away. I think everything else looks pretty good. What did I lose? What did I lose? I don't know what I lost. I think I was trading for more gold. Was I? What was I trading for? Let me actually... Oh, you know what? I could get a surplus of lapis lazuli, which I think is a pretty big priority for the extra PI. And the noble desired ratio in Damascus Oasis is really good. In fact, I think I might cancel grain. Although actually the food modifier bonus for the whole nation is pretty hard to pass up. I think I'll actually cancel vegetables for now, because I can access vegetables pretty handily. Yes, let me trade for lapis lazuli with the Assyrians. Extra PI. Perfect. Let these guys keep building down to Darik. What I should be doing is building desert wells while I still can. Yeah, so this is probably what I have to do down here, unfortunately. These tiles aren't super valuable otherwise. Even just 20% more food wouldn't, like, do a ton. Let me move the slave out of, say I know I just got rid of vegetables, but I should do this. This will help out with the food a little bit. And then, let's see, so desert well. The main thing desert wells will do is give us more food modifier. And over here, desert wells would help here as well. Hunting camp would help even more. Precious mills, this should be a mine up here. Hunting camp, desert wells, and then over here will eventually be a mine. Okay, there we go, perfect. And then here, we'll build desert wells also, once we have enough money. Does this cancel the road progress because we're under 50 at the minute? Maybe technically, but I think we should be okay. Now we're over 50, so we're fine. Alright, so we're investing an enormous amount into Yabrudu right now. I want to get this starvation situation under control. I can't have famines over here. This city is so valuable, I need to not play around. Alright, these guys get here after the monthly ticks, so we won't go into bankruptcy, so that'll be good. But that's going to have to wait. We're going to see what happens in the next episode of the Dammâseq campaign. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.